an artist. Can't think of a layout, and it's pretty. So just grabbing just a floor plan or something, just anything. Just downloading it like normal, going into so drag the texture, just dropped it in here, didn't do anything with it. Make a material, and then just drop it in. So new shape, I'm gonna go with say 75 by 75 for this one, and zeros build. Okay, so now I have a plane essentially that's really only has one face. It's just more or less a giant quad, and I'm gonna take this floor plan, drop it on here. It's obviously all messed up, so I'm gonna go UV editor, and I need to select my face here, and that's our little UV. Now you could do the fitting and all that fun stuff, right? Which is normally kind of what you do, but whatever. I'm not that worried about it, right? I want this to sit, in there. Let's just scale it down until it's, roughly there. I mean, I ain't gonna do it perfect because it just ain't gotta be perfect. But close anyways. So there we go. Close that. Now we have a cave. So I'm going to go into ISO and go here, and this is where I'll put the speed build on, and we'll see what happens. slapped a little character controller in here so we can walk around with a light. Yeah, I could have spent another, oh god, hours on just detail and putting things like down in these blank areas and stuff. Making the cave multi-level, some slope would have been probably a pretty cool thing to do. But I mean, the whole point is it's relatively easy, and I'm not an artist. To find like a map or whatever, something like that. I mean, if you can't think of a layout, and just you know, put it down, use Probuilder, and make that poly shape, and you know, it's pretty easy to get something going, right? Yeah, I thought it was, you know, kind of neat. With my light on, a little aggressive. We need to move that blood a bit, but I mean, there's a ton of things that you could add. It's like, this is just a very quick. I show you roughly how, if you wanted to lay it out, and if you notice, like in with a lot of the ways that I do any kind of levels, I do almost everything in like layers, right? So, okay, we did like the whole outline of everything, you know, prop it up, and then if need be, I mean, with a cave, you'd probably want to bring these walls out a bit and slope them in, so you could add, you know, more vertices in here to do that. If it was like a first-person shooter style and it's like Halo, I mean, you're gonna want pretty flat walls, probably. Who knows? But right, but you kind of do everything in layers, and once you kind of get all that, then you know, you go with, like, say, like your bigger props, like these pillars and rocks and whatever, and you kind of start laying those out. You kind of get a feel. Then usually at that point in time, it's kind of good to get a controller and do a walkthrough and see how it feels and do any adjustments then. And then from there, like, if need be, well, I didn't even put those up against the wall, right? That's silly of me. But then, I mean, from there, then you start laying out some smaller things. One of the biggest things is try to not have, like, I have these big blank areas. You want to avoid those. Those don't look nice, right? Like when you see that, right? If you can just throw rocks or even just a different texture in that area or something, you know, just mix it up so you're always on something. But and you could do that with a Probuilder. Like, I could have added some vertices and added, you know, raise things up and down a bit. And then ultimately, after I got, you know, once you start laying those out, then what I like to do is find little areas, like say this area, and just decorate the piss out of it. You know, find another area and decorate the piss out of that. And I'll just kind of keep doing that. I'll just run around and I'll find areas and I'll just decorate up one area with lots. And then you kind of scatter some stuff out and you find another area and decorate the piss out of that. But you kind of keep doing everything in almost layers, and it doesn't take very long, and you can have a pretty decent looking level by the time you're done. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that.